Good day, everyone. For this particular session or meeting, we are going to discuss the next step of the accounting process. Actually, we are now on the fifth step, that is after the preparation of adjusting entries. So make sure to watch those lengthy parts discussing about the various adjustments. For now, this will be the continuation worksheet. So actually, the chapter would be tackling two steps, worksheet and financial statements. However, for the sake of our discussions, I will be slicing or splicing them into two parts. So first step would be the worksheet. Anyway, our learning objectives is that after studying the chapter, then we can describe the flow of accounting information from the unadjusted trial balance. This was from step 3, which is preparation of trial balance, to become adjusted trial balance. So this is on the worksheet. And finally, prepare the financial statement columns, income statement, balance sheet on the worksheet. Then we prepare accurately and in good form a 10-column worksheet. So this would be our target in this particular part. So the rest of objectives in the next part of this series. So let's begin with worksheet. Actually, the preparation of worksheet is an optional step. And if we say optional, it simply means that it is not required. However, the reason that we prepare worksheet is that this would simplify the accounting process or processes, most especially if we prepare the financial statements out from the worksheet entries or columns. So it would be easier for us. Although I've known some people who can really prepare financial statements out of scratch, like from trial balance, then adjustments, getting the adjusted balances. Because remember, in the previous steps in adjusting entries, we said that they are to be posted also to the ledger, thus getting the adjusted balances of the account. So those adjusted balances will simply be tallied and then they will be part of the financial statement. So as what I've said, even from scratch, even without preparing worksheet, we can prepare also the financial statements. But still, why do we prepare this one? Again, for convenience purposes and simplicity purposes for the preparation of financial statements. And then another thing that we should also take note is that even if this is not required, practitioners in the field, even the experts of the experts, even the accountants who are already like homegrown people in the field, the best people in the field, still they do prepare worksheets. So why not us, like beginners? Okay, so how to prepare worksheet though? Just take note that the preparation of worksheet is a mechanical process. So all we have to do is just to take note of the steps. Okay, so allow me to have a run through over the steps. The worksheet actually looks like this before we discuss the steps here. So this is like a blank worksheet. Then a blank worksheet actually would be like a yellow paper if this is the real life. However, for the sake of cases nowadays like the pandemic, so I understand that we cannot buy worksheet from anywhere. So we can just use like paper, and then we just have to provide columns because anyway, the columns are little, or I would say smaller in spaces. If we use like bond paper, it would be challenging really to align the values. I would say aligned paper, at least horizontally. Then what we can do is that we are just going to do the vertical columns then. Okay, so this is the heading. Of course, any report that we prepare in accounting would have the following items in order in the heading. So we have the name of the company, Weddings Are Us, the report that we are preparing, which is worksheet, and the date line. The date line is for the month ended May 31, 2019. Then we leave a space. And these are now the 5 columns. This is called a 10-column worksheet because basically there are 5 major headings or sections or columns And under each of them, there would be two columns, debit and credit. So in other words, 5 times 2 equals 10 columns, hence a 10 column worksheet. And then we have here the account titles as said, or as obtained from the unadjusted trial balance from step 3 of the accounting process. We can also notice these numbers. These are actually the digits coming from the chart of accounts. So we copy, of course. The balances also are copied. We just have to be careful with the sides. Otherwise, expect that we will not be able to get the amounts here. So balanced. We should make sure, we should ensure that after each step, we are balanced. Otherwise, the errors would be carried forward to the next steps. Okay, so that's actually the first step in which we are going to enter the account balances in the unadjusted trial balance columns, and then we total the amounts. Okay, so anyway, I can just mention the steps as, of course, we look at the worksheet because I think it would be easier for you to realize and analyze should you see the worksheet itself. Okay, so that's the first step. Next step, we now have to copy or carry forward on the adjustments column the adjusting entries that we've had for weddings or us. I understand, let me check. The adjusting entries are not from here, so they are copied from the previous chapter anyway. Okay, so it's not here. So from the chapter previous to this, which is all about adjusting the accounts, we copy, and you can notice that there are letters from here. These letters actually would represent the order of the adjusting entry, like A is the first adjusting entry made, B, and so on. So letters A, B, and so on will have to be reflected both for debit, A, and credit. So B, B, C also, C, and so on. Then we get the totals. And double rule, you can notice that we have 2 lines under the total because this means that they are final. They are already closed. Next, after that, after we get the adjustments, we now have to get the adjusted balances to be placed on the adjusted trial balance columns. This is simple math, by the way. And just like algebra, if there are 2 same signs or like signs, then we are going to add. If opposite signs, then we are going to deduct or subtract. And so in accounting, that is just similar. Instead of signs, we're just going to use sides. So 2 sides, debit and credit. If they have the same sides, we add. If they have the opposite sides, then we are going to deduct or subtract. Example, if both debits we add, if both credits we add, but if debit and credit and vice versa, we deduct or subtract. So I think that is basic. So if there are no adjustments, we simply have to carry forward the balances unadjusted from the unadjusted trial balance to adjusted trial balance. So that's why from here, remember we copied, right? Then here also we copied this amount unless there is an adjustment, of course, right? So for accounts receivable, as an example, there is a debit adjustment, then accounts receivable is an asset with a debit balance of 12,000 plus 5,300, that's 17,300. For supplies, that's 18,000 at the beginning, but there is an expense, I think, portion 3,000, so that the ending balance is 15,000. Okay, so same steps. Let's look at what about items with adjustments on the credit side. Okay, so here consulting revenues is 62,400, that's credit. There is a credit adjustment of 5,300. So we simply have to add the 2 values to get 67,700. Again, if there are no adjustments, we simply have to carry forward those amounts of values. And these are now the adjusted balances. We get the totals of the 2 sides. And now we get 602,400 and they are balanced. So again, after each step, you have to make sure that we are balanced. Okay, so if ever or what if we are not able to get the correct balances, so we just have to review line by line. So from cash down to the last, because for all we know, we have missed some footing processes. So footing is, of course, adding or subtracting the values appropriately. Or it's possible also that when we calculated, we missed, for example, some values, or let's say we transposed on the calculator. It's correct here, but in the calculator, we transposed the values, meaning we interchanged the characters, or really interchange the characters when we have written them down. So you can refer to those errors in the trial balance because anyway, they're the same. Okay, so after that, we are now preparing our financial statements and we are ready for that. Financial statements columns, by the way, because the financial statements preparation will be in the next chapter. For the income statement, we have to remember that we are going to include only income and expenses. So if we are going to notice the order of the account titles from here, we would always realize that they are arranged from assets down to expenses. So if you know the order, assets from cash to accumulated depreciation, which is a concha, by the way, asset, but then that's part concha, non-current asset. Notes payable down to unearned referral revenues liability. So assets, liabilities, owner's equity or capital, drawing. Then income summary is part of overall equity, of course. So capital withdrawals, income summary, they're part of equity. Then revenues, from consulting revenues down to referral revenues and expenses. So if we know the order, we wouldn't find much difficulty here. In the income statement, we have the consulting and referral revenues. So they are to be forwarded to the credit side of income statement and added. Expenses are to be on the debit side and to be added also. Actually, there would be a line here to indicate totals. Remember when we add in math, and that is done like vertically. So 1 plus 1, there is a line, then 2 equals 2. So there has to be a line here, but it cannot be seen because everything is in black. Anyway, so you can also write here totals if you would like to, because these are totals. Then double rule from the previous 3 steps because they are closed. Okay, so that's for the income statement. Next, for the balance sheet, the remaining accounts. We call them the balance sheet accounts. We have assets, liabilities, equity, including drawing. Income summary is not going to have any balance because that's yet on the closing entries. So we add also the debit and we add also the credit. Now, do not be alarmed or shocked if ever the 2 sides would not be equal. That's normal. The reason for that is because there is a profit or a loss that is going to be arrived at. By looking at the income statement to simplify things here, the credit side, which represents revenues or income, is greater than the expenses. And you all know that when revenues or income would be greater than expenses, then there is profit. So the profit is 35,000 pesos. Okay? Also, for the balance sheet, the debit side, so we also get the difference. And you can notice that debit, which represents assets, is greater than the liabilities and equity. Because remember, profit is close to, or actually it would be income and expenses that would be close to equity. Then when equity would be increasing, assets also would be increasing. So assets have been increased by the amount of profit, but not the equity. That's why it will be added here. And after that, the 2 sides would not be equal before, but because of this profit, so they would be equal now. 71,700, and then double rule for income statement. while for balance sheet, it's 565,700 and double rule. Okay, so you write here also totals. Don't forget also the profit. You have to write here, you can improve this one by writing totals, then totals. Profit is okay. All right, so that's it for the preparation of worksheet. Hopefully you learned something from this session. Thank you very much and God bless.